Hey, what is up everybody? This is Blackblade, and how about that Nintendo Direct? Personally, I only tuned in to see if the next Smash DLC fighter would be announced, but there were still quite a few cool things that were showcased. Astral Chain and Oninagi are two new games I'm gonna keep on my radar, but the best part for me was Tetris Battle Royale. Last year was the first time I watched any live E3 conferences, and one of the two things I was most interested in was a new Switch exclusive called Daemon x Machina. I was a little upset that there hadn't been much news about it since then, but during the most recent Nintendo Direct, they announced that a demo with 4 levels and a boss fight would be coming to the eShop. Good thing that I finally got a Switch, because I've been waiting for this. And now that it's finally released, let's take a look and see if it's what I hoped for. The short answer, yes. From the very beginning, I was impressed by the sharp, clean visual style. I'm typically not super fond of cel-shaded graphics, but it works great here. What was also nice is how fast you can get into the game. With spending an ample amount of time creating my character and customizing the arsenal's decals, and paying close attention to the dialogue, which I should mention has pretty solid voice acting, I was in the first level in 12 minutes, which for a game like this is quite nice. Well, I say a game like this, but after starting the first level, I can honestly say this feels quite different compared to the catalog of games I've played. The closest thing I can think of to compare it to is the Fencer gameplay in EDF, but if the Fencer pilots were injected with Roadrunner serum. The combat, at least with the equipment I could gain access to for the first hour and a half I played the demo, was very simple in concept and relatively easy to grasp for me, but still felt very fluid and challenging. I also found out after looking at the controls by the end that you can exit the arsenal and fight on the ground, but I'll bring that up again later. My biggest concern going into this was the control, and since I went broke just buying the Switch, I don't have a Pro controller, but rather the dual Joy-Cons. Even then, however, I still felt very comfortable with the default settings, so that was quite reassuring. Something that wasn't as nice by default were the HUD settings, but in the options menu, every part of the interface can be manually moved around, so I was able to change it afterwards to something more familiar. Once again, like EDF, each mission took place in a secluded battle area, but not too enclosed that movement felt hampered. Mission 3 was my favorite of the ones available, with defending the library from multiple waves, then finishing off with a mini-boss of sorts that I did not expect. Also, the music was fantastic! During the boss fight in the final mission, I was about ready to start singing along to Rules of Nature with how adrenaline-fueled it was.
Oh crap, I'm losing.
The last thing I can think of to mention that I liked was the feeling of progression. Both during missions and in the last minute after the objective is complete, you can access and loot enemy arsenals to earn additional equipment, and then the actual completion of orders, which I like that name in place of missions, rewards you with decals and points that you can spend to upgrade your character and... Okay, so upgrading your character also adds visible augmentations to them. I joke about this, but I actually think that's really cool. It represents the sad truth that power always comes with a price, and the more you strive to improve, the more you lose what makes you human. So in the game's current state, it looks to be a promising 8 or 9 minimum, but the main reason this demo was released is because the developers wanted feedback to make this game the best it can possibly be. I love that mindset, so to help, I can offer 3 ideas on how to improve this game. Number 1. More in-depth character customization. I was not expecting that this game would have any, and I like it a lot, but it feels like there weren't enough options. In most interpretations, Blackblade has a thick blonde beard, which was the only thing missing for me, but I can imagine some people won't be able to make their fictional characters with the options available. Number 2. The out-of-suit combat is underutilized. Despite the solid difficulty, not once did the suit get destroyed when I was playing, and as a result, I only got to experience the out-of-suit combat when I went back later to get footage of it. I think it's quite fun, and I'd recommend, if possible, to design a couple levels where it's more advantageous to exit it, like a section where you go inside a building or something. And lastly, number 3. Tweak the ammo properties. This issue only became apparent during the boss fight, which was almost perfect, but the only problem was the use of ammo. With the auto-firing, a sizable amount of ammunition is used up, and the 2 options I could think of to fix that problem is either removing that system or providing more ammo by default. Running out of ammo should definitely be a real issue, but not an inevitability. Other than that, just some general polishing, and I'd consider this to be Game of the Year potential. All in all, I really enjoyed playing this demo, to where I was disappointed when it was over. I am highly anticipating this game's full release now, and perhaps I might do a full review of it when it comes out. We'll see. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice that like button in half. Subscribe to my channel if you are new, and be sure to comment down below if you have any advice for the developers. Let's help them out as best we can. Once again, hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you